My childhood was really good. I grew up in Wynyard, just near the sailing club. So my backyard was the yacht club area and all that goes with that. So the river and nearby friends had a tennis court. So there was lots of activities. Not always. I lived in Sydney and Adelaide for 3 years. So when we got married, my wife and I, Faye Ellen, we travelled to those places, and we decided to come back to Tasmania because it's a good place to raise a family. I think I just left school and she was in grade 10, and we met at Noah's. Still there. Over I think it was a strawberry milkshake. 4 children, Nicole, Michael, Claire and Bronwyn. They've all left home now, but they're all finding their own way in life and doing really well. So I only went to grade 10 at Wynyard High School, so I didn't go on to further education. I got an apprenticeship soon after, so it was good fun. We had a good group I went through school with, so and I'm still in touch with some of those students from way back then. I think it's important that someone who finishes school works out their pathway, what they want to do without pressure from others. So ultimately it's their choice. So, and that, if that means that you've made a mistake and get it wrong and you try something else, it doesn't matter. Just make sure that ultimately you're happy with what you're doing. So I think that's important. Yeah, so that was 2010. So I was 48 years old. Yeah, the easiest way to explain it is my muscles are dying. Okay, so my muscles all throughout my body are dying, just the same as motor neuron. Motor neuron's got a lot of publicity of late with the fight MND and Neil Danaher. So it's the same as motor neuron disease, but slower progressing, thankfully. So really it affects my mobility, okay, so I'm not able to do things I once did. I can't climb the ladder, I haven't got the strength to start a lawnmower, all those simple things you think, or even hang the clothes on the line is very difficult, putting my arms above my head. So, and my speech is not so clear as it was, so yeah, so that's frustrating more than anything. I lived right near the sailing club as a child at 10 years old. We, or 9 years, we went down to the Wynyard Yacht Club, and my parents were a part of a building program where there was 12 little yachts, training yachts that were built, and my dad took part in that, and at the end of it we had a little yacht to sail, so that was pretty good, and 12 other community members were part of that as well. So we grew up sailing together. I think certainly you can do it for life, that's number one, okay, so you don't have to be, you don't burn out at 30 like a footballer. You can continue sailing right up to 100 years old. We have a gentleman sailing at 100 at Wynyard Yacht Club. So, and it gives me the opportunity to meet new people, and all the people, and I mean probably 300 or 400 come through Wynyard Yacht Club every year. We get to meet new people. And I'm also able to travel overseas and compete and meet others over there as well. Yeah, so it got to a stage probably about 7 or 8 years ago where I was not able to sail my boat I was in at the time. I wasn't able to change sides or get in it even, or start the outboard. So I was able to find these little Hansa 303s, which are adaptive boats for people with disability. but also people who are able-bodied as well. Yeah, so a good example is Wynyard Yacht Club. Like Wynyard Yacht Club was predominantly a racing club, that's all we did, okay? So you go to the yacht club to race. Now that's not the case. In fact, our racing program is our least participants. So the sailing can be so broad in its ability to allow sailability programs to happen. You can sail around the world in a yacht. There's all sorts of things you can do with sailing. It's such a good sport because of its diversity and how you want to take it and where you want to take it to. Okay, so yesterday I wrote down all my achievements, so that was just something I did because someone asked me and I didn't have a record. So I'm a current world champion in the para sailing 303, so I went to the USA to claim that title. I'm also runner-up currently in the Hansa Class Open World Championships, which were held in Japan. So they're the current titles at world level I hold. I am got plans to travel to Spain in June to defend my para world championships, and I'm just making plans now for September to travel to Portugal to contest the European Hands Championships. Yeah, so I'm very good at preparing myself now for championships. Number one is have your body in the best shape it can be. That's very important for myself. Number two is you've got to have your head in the right place. And that is you need to have all the preparation and training done before you go, so that you leave nothing unturned. And ensuring things like accommodation and how you're going to get there are all sorted in advance. Let's just talk about last year. I believe that I've spent 300 hours training in the winter of Wynyard. Yeah, so just for that one para championships. Now that's on water, that doesn't include all the work I do off water with swimming activities, etc., and the stretching I do here on the floor. So there's a lot of preparation that happens prior to me going away to compete.
Okay.
Yeah, so yes it does. Obviously I can't think of another sport that I could be a world champion in and compete equally against able-bodied people. And I mean, even rifle shooting, you've got to be steady, I'm not, I shake. There's lots of sports that I think, I think sailing's certainly the only sport I can compete in World Championships. So it was kicked out of this Paralympics, and it's very disappointing that happened. And I will say the administrators of my sport got it wrong in some ways in the past for that to happen. I'm very proud of my home, so I spend a lot of time around my home modifying it and making it, because I've got a trade background, so I love building things. So I'm a boilermaker welder by trade, so I use my hands to build projects, be it trailers or timber projects all around my home, and yeah, so I do enjoy other projects. And my children's hockey, I follow that quite closely as well. Respect for your competitors and respect for your community and members in the community is really important. So I know schools have respect high on their agenda, and I do personally for my values, so treat everyone equally and with respect.